Oh, recording in progress. Fantastic. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Room usually takes about 30 seconds to fill up, and then we'll get into the good stuff. Just drop an emoji. Just let us know if it's morning or nighttime, or let us know where you are.
Guys, I brought my friend Michael, who works with us not as a trader, but he works in our marketing team, and he is a lovely man who's been meme trading the last couple of weeks with mixed success. He doubled his money yesterday. He was crying into his beer the day before. He was Scott help me the day before that. And then he was Scott, you rugged me the day before that. So he's learned a lot in a short period of time, and I think it's going to be really instructional for you guys to hear how it really feels. And today we're gonna do some of the stuff that people don't often do about meme coins. We're gonna talk about how do you size them, what do you do when you catch a runner, how do you get out of them, what do you do if you get stuck in them, that kind of shit.
Nice.
Northern Rivers of New South Wales. What a spot, Rohan.
My phone is from LA. That's where I'm not too far from LA.
Nice. Okay. Well, I think whenever you're ready to start, Scott.
Let's get it cracking and lacking. Okay. Today's webinar is all about memes, meme coin trading, how to find them, how to pick them, and the bull run we've been waiting for. It really has started. There is no doubt that the bull run has started, and leading the way. These are all the coins off the lows. You can see the top two, Popcat and Mog. They're memes. It's the market is flashing wide and clear. This is the shit that's popping off first, which is very, very unusual. Because if you recall previous bull markets, we have Bitcoin goes first, then Ethereum, then the VC scam coins, then the scammier VC scam coins, and then memes. It's opposite world. So before we start, and I think it's a reasonable place to start, is who thinks meme coins are a scam? In the chat, please. Like, it's a perfectly reasonable thing to think that these completely valueless bullshit things are a scam. And certainly some of them are. Most are a scam, Miles. Ian thinks they're a scam. Mostly, yes, snake oil. Mostly. Don't understand the value proposition. Pump and dumpers, memes of the future. Okay, so I think I want to give you a bit of the straight dope here. There are definitely scammy memes. What was the one yesterday that just dumped on everyone? Yeah, let's take a look at one yesterday. So this is a 1 minute chart, and you can see everything was going totally fine until someone dumped 50% of the supply, and that's what it did in 1 minute. So that is a scam. But there's also an easy way to show you that that's going to be a scam. Yeah, that one sucked, but of course we wouldn't be in that. And there's a very easy way to identify these ones. Others, what's that bullshit that you've been trading, Michael?
Talking about memes AI? Yeah.
It's a 1 hour chart. I mean, shit, you did pretty well out of it. You were in somewhere down here, right?
I don't remember. Yeah, somewhere pretty early.
Okay. So here's what I think. And my opinion is that in the last cycle, in the 2020, 2021 cycle, the venture capitalists, they stole everyone's money. They had all these useless altcoins, like dozens of them. And these were trading at $50 to $100 billion valuations with absolutely zero chance of finding product market fit. And we know and none of them still doing anything. They're barely fucking conscious. So fuck those guys. And the market has gotten more rational and more efficient simply by not allowing a small group of the worst people in the world, like venture capitalists from Silicon Valley, like who would ever get tired of punching Chamath, Scamappa, Balatire, or whatever the fuck his name is, and David General Sachs, who's got an opinion about everyone, and Jason Calacanis with his tongue lodged so far up Elon's ass. Like, I mean, that guy, like, what's the point of being worth a couple $100 million if you have to wake up every day and tongue Elon's butthole? Like, I mean, those guys are like the worst people in the world. So the market is being a little bit more rational by not letting those guys steal from us. And my opinion is that in the absence of true innovation, and what is innovation? Innovation is things that the market needs that it really wants. And what does the market need that it really wants? It needs stable coins. It needs gambling products. It needs perpetual futures, which is effectively leverage gambling for American residents on DEXs, like Hyperliquid. It needs yield products like ETH staking. Like those are genuinely innovative and useful products. In the absence of those, retail participants are very rational bidding meme coins. Like, it actually is a rational thing to say, well, if it's all a scam and this is all just pumped up by like new buyers coming in, well, how about one where at least I have a chance? At least I have a fighting chance. And there's no need to overthink it. And the good news is that the new pump fund coin, so the way that a coin gets started is mostly this, is they go to this coin. Anyone can start a coin. You can start a coin today. And this one was started 13 hours ago. It's got 16,000 market cap, robot AI, another Me Too copy AI. Don't do that shit. Of these coins, once they get to 80,000, they become king of the hill. So let's look at king of the hill. This is the closest to becoming a real coin. So it's the bonding curve progress here is 82%. When this gets to 100%, this becomes a real coin. It gets listed on Radium, and all the money that people have put in becomes the liquidity on Radium. At that point, something very interesting happens. And let's show you exactly what happens. With one of the worst coins in a long time. Let's look at a 1-minute chart from launch. So immediately these things finished the bonding curve on pump fund, like right here. People start to what's called snipe them, because they know that almost immediately other people are going to try and pump it up. And this is within an hour, right? They're going to pump and it's going to dump 90% within an hour. This used to be a very, very profitable game to play. And on any coin, you can do this by going to Dex Screener and clicking on snipers and seeing what the snipers have done. So we've got this guy who bought 168 bucks, sold 99. He lost. This guy made 150. This guy sold some, like this. This used to be a very, very profitable thing to do. You set up a sniping bot and you could make $5 or $6 grand a day on all these coins. Definitely worth doing. My buddies were doing it. Now look at what's happening. They're losing money, and the money they're making is hundreds, not thousands. Like, it's so lame. This is important to understand. And this happens with anything new that works really, really well in crypto, especially memes. The stuff I'm going to show you in a little bit that works, in 3 months' time, it won't work at all. This is very fast moving, very like bam, bam, bam kind of stuff. So of the new pump fund coins, 99.9% of them are never going to get to that point. And the ones that are, 95% of those are going to get rugged by the snipers straight out the gate. So there's no need to overthink it. The thing that I used to do quite regularly, which was find a $50,000 market cap coin and grab a heap of supply and then sell into the initial pump and make it, a quick 5 to 10 grand. Like I used to do that every couple of days. Doesn't work anymore. But that's a good news because you don't need to fall for. The new coins have almost zero chance of working now, with rare exceptions. Now, those rare exceptions, like the ones that we've seen recently, and the ones that we've seen recently are Go. Which is at $628 million market cap. Let's look at it on an hour chart. I mean, you bought here at 1 cent and you sell out at 86 cents in like 2 days. Like that's serious money. But this is like it's not a 1% chance. It's a 0.0001% chance. And we know that people see one of these every now and again and they go the lottery ticket. And these are themes. All the ones that have worked in the last 3 days have all been AI-based things, right? Memes AI, Goat, which is an AI. There's a fake AI posting shit on a Twitter account called Truth Terminal. It's obviously fake. And it's a scam. In 15 days, the market cap went to almost 1 billion. I'd like to short this. I think this is a short. And we'll talk about shorting a little later. So, but don't get involved in those. If you happen to catch one running, well, yeah, you can play these. I don't play these. I find buying things at $500 market cap when they've been around for 3 days is just so risky. I don't want to do it. Even if there is a lot of money involved, even if like 1 in 1,000 times you can get rich off it, I don't want to play that. That's not my game. I want to definitely be rich. I don't want to buy a lottery ticket and have a chance of being rich. And my profits from trading these meme coins year to date are over $500,000 US. So we've been able to do this very, very successfully by treating it like get in, get out, treat it like a bank robbery. Don't hit the same place twice. The clock is on. You got to be gone in 60 seconds, buddy. Any time that you see a new thing work, like Goat AI worked. What was the other? What was the other? This is from Truth Terminal. This is the supposed AI that's making coins. Blah, blah, blah. And it's just a load of bullshit. And it'll tweet. It'll tweet a coin sooner or later. Goatsy Gospels. This is not an LLM, by the way. This is a person who's being paid to write like an LLM. Oh yeah, the other coin. I remember it now. It was called Cat GF. The first cat girlfriend. It's at now at 8.1 million, but probably got to 30 million. Once these things die, they die very quickly. So if you catch a runner on one of these hot meta coins, you sell into liquidity. You sell a little bit every time you feel happy. Just sell, 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 sell. Any possibility of creating a meme fund service? No, it's not my thing, dude. I'm going to show you an easier way to do it. And also, I'll show you why a fund is a bad idea in a minute. When we get to Michael, you'll see. So the reason that this is working again is this is the number of new meme coins created. You can see that when memes are in the shitter, people stop creating new ones, but recently people have started to create more. As long as you see more memes being created, that's good for the overall meme ecosystem, but any individual coin has a smaller chance of working. So you don't want to be looking at new coins. Now, This is Pump Fun revenue. Pump Fun is the venue. You can see these guys are making $100 million a fucking day, motherfuckers. Where are they taking it from? They're not getting it for free. They're taking it. $100 million a day. The fuck? You know, any game where they want to charge the world $100 million a day to play is probably a game where they're happy being the casino, they're happy being the house, and they're happy with you being the player. Probably a game you don't want to play like this. Okay, so if we look at the daily addresses on Pump Fun, which is the light gray line, which is kind of hard to see, that's going up. So we've got new players, we've got new capital. Nothing attracts new people to trading memes like a few multi-million-dollar winners. Nothing attracts it. And you can see the total tokens launched way higher than in the meme frenzy of March. Now, the way meme coins work, we've already covered, is you create them on Pump Fun. After about 80 grand worth of buying, they graduate to, it's like Pinocchio, they become a real boy. And 99.9% of coins fail that test, but it used to be 98.4%. So that 1.6% was actually really, really profitable. And this happens with every strong edge, right? Like it starts out amazing, but when people figure it out, the edge decays, it becomes negative edge. The good news is we got a new meme playbook. And firstly, it's key opinion leaders who are the influencers out. Every single fucking time these motherfuckers get involved. Like they are just every time they get involved, it's a disaster. They rug as soon as they can. They sell off as soon as they can. And what you want to be following is traders with their own money on the line. And you want to, and Colsey used Antoine has his own money on the line, dude. I'll follow Antoine into trades and have, because so there's two models, right? Model one, the KOL model, is, hey, if you want me to talk about your coin, just give me some coins. Antoine doesn't do that. Antoine does, I'll buy my own fucking coins with my own fucking money, and I'll tweet what I want. That's very different. And so when you're looking to buy a coin, yeah, Antoine is on Twitter. He is Antoine RSX. The handsome Frenchman is a meme god. He is a very, very good meme trader. But I'm going to show you. I'm in with the Retardio Cabal. I dumped on the Retardio Cabal like I shat all over their plans this week, and they left me in their group chat. So we're going to go to their group chat in a little bit, and I'm going to show you the inside of what one of these coordinated pump and dump meme cat chats looks like. And I'm going to let you get the list of these motherfuckers who are manipulating coins so you can copy it yourselves and do the same shit. Ooh, isn't that sneaky? Aren't I a sneaky motherfucker? Oh. And since 99% of memes will fail, the sweet spot is those who've survived. If you're looking, what you're looking for now means in the $10 to $50 million range that haven't got there overnight, not like a goat that got like to 700 million in 3 days. Like that's obviously going to fall to pieces. That haven't got there overnight through some orchestrated pump, that haven't got key opinion leaders in, like, for example, Iggy Azalea's coin. Fucking cunt. This was just so obvious. What a fucking surprise. This was that conference. You know, like you just don't buy shit. Oh, she's a legit rapper. Fucking whore. And the rule of thumb is that nothing fast lasts. If it goes up too fast, it's going to go down too fast too, because and why is that? If it goes up too fast, what do you think people are looking for? Are they looking to hold for months, or are they looking to hold for days? If it goes up 1,000% in like a day, every single person is looking for the right time to jump. And so as soon as it starts a little drop, everyone gets the fuck out. What you're looking for is something that's slow and more organic and so if we compare and contrast with Retardio, my favorite meme, it's only $120 million market cap, but, and let's change the scale to a log scale so you can see it. And I bought here at a third of a cent, and it's at 12 cents now, it's at 20 cents a few days ago. A log scale is more appropriate for seeing these. You want to see steady and smooth accumulation, and when it pulls back, you want to see people step in and buy it, and you want to follow the top holders. You want to keep an eye on these motherfuckers. Now you can go to Dex Screener and go top holders and go, where are they selling? So I can click on this and say, okay, that guy hasn't sold. Okay, that's interesting. And I can spend a little bit of time and go, okay, this guy bought 565 bucks worth. He's buying for the first time today. Now, the odds that are the established memes will probably win the game here. In the last cycle, Shiba got to $50 billion. How do you copy the big traders? That used to work. That worked really well about 2 months ago. And now it's stopped working because when people started, and I'll show you why. So what I figured out is that everyone was copying Mitch. And so because I realized that everyone was copying Mitch, I found his wallet address and I sent him 1% of the supply of Mitch. And you can just pick any top trader and click on here and it'll show you their buys and sells, right? Or you can go to solscan.io and put it in and it'll tell you what they're holding if you get any, or you can tap. This is my Retardio account. Let's copy that and post my address up in the top. And we'll see where I've sold. Am I dumping on you motherfuckers? I'm not. So what I did is I knew there was copy traders on Mitch. Here, I sent Mitch 1% of the supply for free. Anonymously. He didn't know where it came from. Because there were so many people copy trading him, they copy traded this, and we called it in the group, and we sold out into their bullshit. So copy trading used to work. Copy trading doesn't work anymore. Pull that from your playbook. And because big people who know they have copy traders can play games now. It's like I can make, if I have copy traders, I can make 5 or 10 grand a day off copy traders. Like, fuck yeah, I'm going to flex on you hoes. Fuck yeah, I'm going to flex on you hoes. Okay, so don't sleep on the OG meme, Doge. Let's fucking take a quick look at where Doge is. The last week or so, Doge is like the third strongest coin behind Radium and Jupiter. Radium and Jupiter are the dexes where memes trade. So you can expect, oh, we bought this fucker yesterday. Hell yeah. This is a coin to hold. If you want de facto meme exposure without like the bullshit that goes with memes, hold the meme exchange, hold Radium, Ray USDT. It's a fucking great coin. Look at this shit. Let's go back to the lows. September 6th. Look at Radium. Radium's like the third strongest coin right now. RAY USDT. And it's RAYDIUM.io. Okay. If you're a beginner trader Do you think Mitch is going to pump again? I think I'm going to run that same scam again and just send another 1% of supply to another big influencer and scam a bunch of other motherfuckers into buying it. And before I tell all you guys, and we're going to sell into them. Like, fuck them. Let's flex on these hoes. Fuck them. Everyone cool with that? Ripping off a bunch of fucking assholes? Fuck yeah. Okay, but if you're not that sort of ruthless motherfucker that maybe I might be, buying radium in spot, a 3x leverage trade on Doge, good as anything, or the strongest memes right now, which are Popcat and Mock. Or you want one that's a bit more, risky, that's a cult coin. I think Retardio is going to be a $2 to $5 billion coin. I think anyone sleeping on Retard, I've been talking about it nonstop since it was 1/3 of a cent. My profile pic on Twitter is Retardio. You know, I have severe commitment to the bid here. I think Retardio I think I'm going to pull $10 million out of Retardio this cycle. And it's going to be a wild ride, like it's down 50% in the last 3 weeks up. And when we compare to everything else, you can see the dark blue line is Retardio. It's a wilder ride, but fuck. No arguing with it, right? So where do you find these coins? So you find these coins on Twitter. Twitter is the absolute beating heart of crypto. Everything goes from Twitter out. You don't find it on YouTube. It's all on Twitter. So you can't find the coins by copy trading wallets anymore or finding wallets like Antoine was doing very successfully. He made a couple of $1 million doing that. That doesn't work anymore because everyone knows enough to hide their real wallets now. If you want to hide your wallet, Houdini Swap lets you hide your wallets and play 3-card Monty with your shit. When I find a coin that looks promising, I do some quick due diligence and then I jump in right away. Retardio is a spot trade to get in right now. Now, what does that due diligence look like? First of all, I go to holder scan and I check, is this rising steadily? And if I look at WIF, I go, well, WIF is going down. Fat GF, I'm out, is going down. Trump and Trump leading into the election, they're not really doing big numbers here. Sigma is a standout coin here. Houdini Swap. You can see that since we pulled the scam on Mitch, you can see what happened when we pulled the scam on Mitch. Everyone jumped in and they were like, oh, you motherfuckers tricked me. Like, it's called farming people. Like if you're out here trying to copy trade me and trying to make money off the back of me, I'm going to flex on you. Okay, so what sort of due diligence do you need to do? Check that the holder count is growing on holder scan. The next thing that you want to do, let's look at one of the coins at the moment. Okay, let's look at Turbos. Someone just mentioned it in the chat. And we scroll down here and there'll be, it's an ETH token. Let's pick a Solon. And see here where it says bubble maps. We're going to click on the bubble map. Now, what we're looking for is anything overlapping is basically the same thing. It's the same guy, right? See how we've got a bunch of unoverlapping people that are big? We got about 20 guys controlling the supply. The next thing that you want to look at is go the top traders. Are they in or are they out? So this guy made 1.8 million in realized gains. There's a lot of profits being made here. This guy, you have to be worried about. He's got $1 million. And so we click on this button here and we can see where he's getting in and where he's getting out. Ah, okay. So now you see it, right? Like, why is this coin going down? It's been going up. We go to the top traders, we look at the top unrealized gain and go, hey, this motherfucker, he's got 2.5 million bucks to sell. And the volume yesterday was 73 million bucks. A rule of thumb is more than 2% of daily volume, and you're starting to fuck with things. So if we click on this guy, we can see he didn't, different guy. So this guy bought here, sold on the way up, great. Sold here, sold some more. That's a great play. This other guy, let's see if we can find him again. Sorry, I'm wasting time. Anyway, you're looking to do some quick due diligence there. The next thing I want to look is the snipers. So these are the guys who bought it immediately here. You want to see, did they make big money? And you can see here, they didn't make big money at all. One guy made $8,000, fuck him. And they're all out. So if the snipers are still in, you've got guys who bought here and hold here, they've got like 1,000x gain. They'll sell on you. Yeah, there'll be a replay of this. Murad is a separate case. We can get to. I like Murad. Antoine likes Murad. He's nuts. His ideas are nuts, but we need something like that. And we want to check the bubble map. We want to check the holder count. We want to check that one person hasn't sniped the supply. Most of all, I want to see what happens after the first dump. So when you see a first dump after a big run, like this went up 5 times and started to dump and people bought in again. That's a very strong sign. And then these dumps. So I want to see the first dumps to be shallow. So you're not doing like, also you should check, is the meme actually funny? And then you go to Twitter and you see, you just do a search, and this is the coin that we dumped on. We flexed on these hoes this week. And I think these memes are reasonably funny. If it wasn't for me, there's a lot of action on here on Twitter. They're not unfunny. It's Sean Combs' toilet, whatever. You want to check that. So what do you do when you catch a runner? You have to get out when the liquidity is there, but you also have to leave a moon bag in case it 100x's and you just hate yourself. Anytime that you start to see drastically increased volume, liquidity is volume, you have to take it when it's there. Now, then you assess what happens after you take it. Because so let's look at a perfect play by a top trader on Sigma, which is a coin that I really like. So we found the top trader in the top traders list. You can see when this volume came up, this guy was selling into the volume, right? John, at what point do I send them out? I send them out always before I buy them myself. You'll never find an alert that's after I buy them. I don't think that's honest or fair. I want to be in the same point as you. But what I'm going to show you today is that this is prisoner's dilemma. If you get greedy and go for 100x's, you're going to get fucked. And that's a perfect play. But now let's talk about the market cap. So the coins under $1 million market cap, you can push them around wherever you want. You can push them up, you can push them down. And let me show exactly what I mean with a coin that we traded this week on Skibidi. Now, first of all, let's get my wallet. Oh, look, I'm in the top traders. So let's go back to 1 minute chart. Okay. Announced it in the group here. At 0.0001. It got to, my limit order was 0.0008. So I got out here in the very top minute. It was actually me that dumped on these fools. It was me that ruined this whole coin. And how much did I ruin it with? I ruined it with a $4,300 sell. And you can see that since then, it's done fucking nothing. So this is my salient point, is that for a coin that's $115,000 market cap, it was 200 then, a $4,000 sell wrecks it for everyone. There is a timestamp on the chart, I think, like buys and sells. There should be timestamps on the alerts, I think. Yeah. So usually you take some heat on it anyway. Like if I bought, like 10 minutes, like an hour later, it was lower. So what I do is I wait until I have liquidity and I exit into high liquidity. It was at 0.003. It got to 0.008. If you got greedy, you got fucked. Now, at this point, I'd like to, now, this is a very important thing to understand. One guy pushed here. Now, this could easily have come back. Now, let's go to the Skibidi chat. This is their internal chat with all these guys. This is the Retardio cabal. This is all the people behind Retardio. They were all coordinatingly pumping this coin. If all together these guys can pump it again, I would have bought back in. But we check here. These guys are still on it. They're still making memes. They're still trying to hype it up. There's still heaps of action in their group chat. And what's the chart doing? It's doing nothing. It's telling me that this is dead. So at this point, let's get a list of these motherfuckers so you can follow them. This is the Retardio cabal. These are all the major holders behind Retardio, Nigabut, Sigma, a couple of others. So you just want to follow. Any of this list. OX Visitor, that looks good. Never heard of this guy. This guy you definitely want to follow. Booby Shill. Eggy Butt 42069, you'd probably follow him and just watch the replay, which you'll get, and you're going to write all these down. This Art School Reject guy, he's a major player in the cartels. Vampire Maxing, you can see that these are all Muppets, right? This guy's actually extremely rich. LUN4RC, he's Safu XBT, yeah, he's good. Not Retardio, also good. Base Dom, he's with a zero. He's definitely plugged in. And so you get into one of these group chats. Mr. Frog, he's a major player, and Monk Degenerate, these guys are major players. The Mr. Frog, I would probably ape into anything I saw under $20 million market cap that I saw him post. He doesn't post often. And you can just scroll through all of these and you'll find these are a bunch of people getting together to coordinatedly pump this coin. If this coin got to $20 million, you'd need 20 of them to dump the coin. But at $1 million, any single person can dump the coin. And that person was me. So fuck him. Thanks for playing. Okay, has everyone got that salient point? Under $1 million, any single person with $5,000, which isn't that much, can completely wreck it for everyone else. And there's no amount of charting and no amount of quanting can do it, because I just decided, I saw some racist bullshit on their internal chat. I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I saw some anti-Jew shit. My grandparents are Jewish. I like fuck you guys. I'm gonna flex on you guys. So one guy in a bad mood with all you little shits don't deserve to make money. I'm gonna take it from you. I'm gonna take your money. At this point, I'd like to bring, and everyone got an 8x by then. If you weren't out of the coin by the time you made an 800% profit in 12 hours, well, fuck, it's on you guys. Like, sorry, but you got a bit greedy there and you played yourselves. Like, you got to get out while the going's good. How do you find where to get on a group chat? You start following these guys and replying to them and being funny. And eventually they notice you. It's such a pain in the ass. It's also tiresome. I just follow people who are in on them usually. Like Antoine's in on all of them. He tells me what to do and I filter it down, and I've got a couple others. Michael, could I get you on, please? I want to talk a little bit about your experiences this week. Why don't you tell me about your so we had an experience today where you were in that Sean Combs toilet trade, the Skibidi, and you lost money on it, and I showed you where I bought and I sold, and you realized that it was me who wrecked you, and the look on your face was like, what did you say?
I was just shocked my friend would do that to me. But I forgot what I said.
You were like, but we're friends.
Like, nope, not in this, not on the market. We're not.
No, not here. Not here, dude. This is the most ruthless place in the world. There's no friends, there's only counterparties. It is a knife fight. And the sooner you guys get to the idea that us trading $5,000 on a $1 million market cap meme coin is like those guys in that TV show Billions trading billions against each other. It's exactly the same game. Like, it's player versus player. Like, it's not everyone wins together. We'll all have a happy time. Like, that's for us. We can all buy Doge, and if anyone sells Doge, it doesn't affect any of us. Just do your own thing, guys. But on this small stuff, you guys can flex on me, or I can flex on you. So the dilemma is what we call a prisoner's dilemma. You know, I've got all three of you arrested, and I'm going to let one of you off if he rats on the others, but only the first guy. First rat gets the cheese. It's the prisoner's dilemma. So why don't you talk about what else you've been buying and selling today, and how it's been this week, and how it's been making you feel? You've had some losses, you've had some wins, you're up overall.
Yeah, I won't forget what you told me. You said, do the exact opposite of what you feel. It's like when you're feeling good, you gotta sell, and that's actually what's been helping me a lot. Just that simple mindset. So I got in on Memes AI, and then today I got in on Tate for some quick, just to double my investment, and I wanted to stay. And then I thought, I'm like, maybe it'll keep going. Maybe I should just stick it out. I was like, no, I'm just gonna.
Okay, so this is great. This is progress. So, okay, the thing that makes trading hard is that every single instinct that you have is from you being a caveman prehistoric time. Like you're a curious monkey, you're interested in this new thing, you're a slightly smarter than usual species of chimpanzee, and you're a social animal, you want to do what other people are doing, and you don't want to upset people. And all those instincts from 100,000 years of evolution, they completely fuck you in here. So anytime you're feeling good about a trade, anytime you feel like messaging me, hey, Scott, I got this great winner, sell 25% automatically. Automatically. Anytime you feel like posting on social media, I always sell 25% automatically. It's like a magic trick. Anytime you feel like, fuck, I should have bought more, sell half. Anytime, anytime you're overly optimistic, because when you're overly optimistic, we're social animals, everyone else is overly optimistic. So it's exhausted buying pressure. When everyone else is, when you think, oh, it might be okay, it might be okay. Yeah, no, it's probably not good. It's probably far from okay. You're probably fucked and you just don't know it yet.
Yeah, that's it's crazy because as I was feeling things, I was looking at the charts. I'm like, they're feeling the same way. That's why they're actually doing that action.
So let's talk
Like,
about that. If I try and guess what you had for breakfast, I'd fail. But if I lock you in a room and set the room on fire, I can predict with a high degree of accuracy that you're going to try and bust the door down or jump through a window. Like your actions become highly predictable when you become emotional. So what you are looking for in the charts is signs, or in the tape, like the actual transactions coming through, is signs that people are becoming emotional. Emotional signs are when you see those transactions come through, instead of like one every 2 minutes, you start to see them go bang, 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 bang. It's like, wow, everyone's like in a hurry here. Like, what sort of people are in a hurry? Emotional people. Well, emotional people are nearly always wrong. We know that. So let's do the opposite.
yep.
So what else are you traded? So you traded Daddy. You got a 2x on that. You want to bring up the chart? Show us.
My chart?
Yeah. You've been doing good, dude. You've been doing real good.
I don't. Everyone in here knows way more than I just started trading in general. I'm a newbie at this stuff, but I don't even know how to. Can I give you my wallet number? My
Sure,
I
if
think
you
that's
want.
a really important point for everybody listening. It's like, Michael, like you've been doing this, let's say, literally for about 5 minutes, haven't you? So it's
yeah,
like your skill level at the moment is quite low, but you've got enough skill to do this and make profit, I think is the other key part of this. Because it can be like, oh, it's too much.
Look, my advice, honestly, is that Michael doesn't have the temperament to be trading. Like, honestly, my advice as your friend is you shouldn't be doing this, because you're one of the really nicest, sweetest people that I know, and you're trading against a bunch of people like me who like gut you and then go home and have a snack and laugh about it.
yeah. That's what I think about too. I'm like, who deserves this more? Yours deserves
Deserve.
it. Not me or
It's a
you.
fucking knife fight, dude. That like
I
that's
don't.
what you guys don't get. This is not stocks where like, oh, we're building businesses and making America great. This
I
is
know.
every dollar I take off some other motherfucker. And how do I take it? I take it by being smarter and meaner and faster than them, and more
That's
in
cool.
control of myself. If that's not you, if that's not really you in your heart of hearts, you should take a slower, more strategic, slower, but more certain path than this. And like, honestly, like, yeah. So let's get to what a slower, more certain meme coin path would look like. Because we've got clear signs that this player versus player stuff is going to get harder and harder and harder. It gets harder every day because the guys who get washed out and lose all their money, the the pool of people, if it starts off with 1 million people, most of them lose their money to guys like me, and then it's all guys like me, right? And then at some point, you've got a bunch of really, really high skilled traders in a knife fight, and then it's like going into the UFC on your first day. Like, and then that's a game you don't want to play, right? Let's talk a little bit about what you can do when you see these things start to fall. There is a great site. Humpy.fun. You can short these bitches. You just use your collateral of Sol. What can you short? What would I short here? this. I definitely short this. You know, there's lots of good stuff to the most shorted whiff. I would short whiff here. Oh, sorry. This is a great way. This is a great way. If you've got meme coin holdings and you're worried about how volatile they are, take some meme coin shorts as well. Okay, so the small caps under 1 million that can pump, that you can make a 10x on quickly, they need actual traders, anything with KOLs, the key opinion leaders, and you just search on Twitter for who's posting it. And if you'll see the same guy who's posted 100 scams, like, you know, it's probably a scam. The influencers will dump the second they can. Do not hang on too long. And the game is prisoner's dilemma. You have to be first out. First rat gets the cheese. And you'll notice that on Skibidi, I got the highest price anyone got, and it's got nowhere near that, right? Any questions on this so far? Meme World is a totally separate entity. FinRev stuff doesn't work on it. There's a bunch of technical reasons which I'll bore you why. All right. So the macro news that we're dealing with here is that it looked neck and neck, but Trump is running away with it. Trump really is running away with it. Against all odds, Kamala's fumbling the bag. Trump is unashamedly pro-crypto, even though Kamala's softened her stance too. As what I think we're about, well, you can already see the signs, right? So this is Bitcoin, which has been going up. But you can see that of our altcoin universe, most of our altcoins are beating Bitcoin. This is a very, Jason, looking for coins for market cap 10 to 20 million, been around a few months. Growing in holders is more important than $1,500. Can we trust Polymarket? Absolutely, it's on chain. What about Dolan Trump? No, I don't think. I sold out a Trump a couple of days ago after I saw this. I was going to flip it into Trump, and I was like, there's something wrong here. Like these coins should be pumping into an election, and they're not. So I think these coins are. I think these Trump coins are a dead horse. I actually flipped that money into Sigma, by the way. Sorry, where are we at? And that's why I think this is going to be the biggest bull market of all time, but the longest running crypto bull market we've ever seen. Betting markets are far more reliable than polls, simply because people have to put their money on the line. If you think Kamala's going to win, well, it's free money. Just fucking bet on the bitch. Go on, have at it. Yeah, she just fumbled the bag. Like I mean, you know, Trump is an objectively weak candidate. You know, a ham sandwich should be able to beat him. And every time she goes on television, she's just got this incredibly unlikable vibe, like a screechy fake laugh. Her smile looks like it's painted on. She just looks like a horrible kind of a thing to me. I mean, you know, and I'm a very left-leaning person. Like I am, like significantly to the left of Bernie Sanders, but she ain't it. Whoever she is, they're both god awful, I think, is the truth. But you're still very early. If you aren't positioned right, you haven't got a moment to waste. The last 6 months, it's been damn near impossible to make money. And I know because my own systems haven't made any money in the last 6 months. Let's look at the last 6 months for me. It's been a cunty time. I'm down about 10%. Binance, let's look at Bybit, where I got my other money. Yeah, I'm down 10% in Bybit in the last 6 months. The last 12 months looking a bit better. But, you know, this can only go sideways for so long. As soon as we get a clear trend. So this kind of stuff is death for a trend following system. it looks to me just tentatively like we're off to the races again. It's a bit early to technically say, but today I really like the fact that we had a 3-day pullback and it was bought heavily. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. The beautiful thing about trend is you don't have to worry about it because even though it has long drawdowns, it always comes good in the end. So you don't even really need to check it every day. So the last 6 months, it's been near impossible to make money from crypto, and that changes in. Do you mean the bull market for crypto will help the FinRev go up? FinRev is going to go nuts if we get a bull market. It'll go fucking nuts. Because it always has before in every other single bull market. Like, what are we doing? We're buying the strongest coins. Like, which coins go up fastest? The strongest coins. So will FinRev outperform me? Oh, fuck yeah, it'll kick my ass. Like, I can probably hold my own with FinRev if I'm like grinding it out day to day in a choppy market. FinRev beats me like a redheaded stepchild in a bull market. Now's the time. But the real problem isn't making the money. It's not fumbling the bag when it all ends. And you know, let's be honest, as fun as the crypto's like one of those things where like very rare times it's so easy to make money. It's just like ludicrous. And then they're over as soon as you get comfortable with it and start thinking, I should quit my job and do this full time. I remember when I pivoted my company away from like the FX trading, which was making me like lots of money, the futures trading that was making me lots of money, it was immediately the time that it shat. So the game isn't how much you make, it's how much you keep. And I'm going to show you the exact strategies I'm using to turn $5,000 into $1 million in 2024. I think I'll get there. I need a little bit of luck because we only got like 2 months to go, but fuck, between FinRev and the means, we're at like 700. Yeah, so I think there's a pretty good chance I'll actually do what I said, which was start with $5,000 and turn it into $1 million in a year. So if you've missed out on making generational wealth in crypto, or you've been carried out on a stretcher in the last 6 months of fuckery, this is your second chance. Okay? So I'm going to show you in advance which coins are going to move, and it's going to be your golden ticket to building massive wealth. You don't have to buy FinRev. I'm going to show you a 5-coin set and forget portfolio. This isn't the day trading or swing trading. I usually do this as spending 20 minutes building a portfolio, not fucking touching until your normie friends start talking about crypto. When your grandma starts asking about calling you up and saying, I've heard about this Bitcoin, how do I buy it? That's the time to sell. When the top in 2018, I was sitting at the edge of the mats between rounds in the fight gym I train at in Bangkok with a bunch of bones of their ass pro fighters. And in between rounds, every single one of them was checking altcoin prices. That was the top day. That's what tops feel like. In the 2021 top, I was with Antoine and we were having lunch in a cafe in Prompong in Bangkok. And we were overhearing people talking about altcoins. That was the top. You can do this with just a few $100s. Who am I? So this is me. I'm kind of like a gorilla. I assure you I'm 100% nerd on the inside. Oh, by the way, how hot is my wife? How beautiful is my kid? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got some of the world's best quantitative traders, including a guy who's like 10 times as good as me, like the Robot James on Twitter, robotjames.com. Fuck, he's way better than me. You guys should all follow him. We make incredibly profitable trades with 8-figure accounts. And, you know, we're doing averages slightly under 100% a year for a long time. So here's my big promise for you. By the end of this presentation, you're going to know how to set your positions for this bull run, how to cash out at the perfect time, how to compound your winnings into generational wealth. Before we get started on my 5-coin set and forget portfolio, I want to share my latest update on the meme coin market, which we've mostly gone through. But that was for like the in the trenches guys. The trenches are like the small coins. Memes are back. They're not how they were. You got to take the small fish that are already survived the tadpole stage. That for me, that's $20 to $50 million range. You could stretch that down to $10 million if you're a bit riskier. But there's not that much difference. You catch a $20 million meme that goes to 300 or 400 million. That's pretty good. The new metas are different. I don't think we're going to see a new crop of cat, dog, frog things. I think the existing cat, dog, frog winners are probably the existing cat, dog, frog winners. You can see the new memes, AI metas, and these counterculture. Sorry, I have to stop and restart my video once I hold my thumbs up. These counterculture edgy coins like Retardio and Sigma, and the AI meta, which may or may not die out. So what you want is an army of obsessed schizos working 24/7 for your bag. And Retardio is my big pick. Like if I'm all in on a coin, and you shouldn't listen to what I say. You should watch what I do. And in this wallet, I have $251,000 worth of Retardio, and we got some more Retardio in all these accounts. Let's just go through so you can see what I'm actually holding in my meme accounts. I don't want to hide anything from you guys. The FBI account. This is my hidden account. I won't show you that one. The coins that I really like that I think are going to become multi-billion-dollar coins here, PopCat. I think PopCat is going to become a new Shiba level of meme. And why? It's the best cat meme that isn't stupidly valued already. It's better than Flocky. It's better than Bonk. Arguably, it's either better or slightly worse than Dog with Hat. I think it should be a couple of places up the ranking. The memes aren't going anywhere, like we talked about. The value of memes once they get listed on every exchange is that you can cash out. So I killed a coin by cashing out $5,000 of it. PopCat, you could cash out 5 million. There's a big difference, but so PopCat and Skibidi aren't the same thing. One coin, you kill it when you try and remove $5,000. The other coin, you can comfortably cash out 5 million. It's objectively a more useful thing, right? Like you can cash out $1 million. The other shit, it's like fucking Hotel California. It's a stupid casino where you're always up, but you can never leave. PopCat hasn't got a Binance or a Coinbase listing. It's going to pump on those. But weirdly, it has Binance and Bybit perpetual futures listings. ENA, how much of a cash out would kill Retardio? I can show you. So this guy cashed out 756K. You can see what it did. So 756K is moving it, but not killing it. That's kind of what you want to see. And this is a good thing to spend some time with, to go through the top traders and go, who made real bank on this? So he bought early and he's sold for 484. Beautifully done. Masterfully played, sir. And look at the amounts he was selling. He's selling 22 hours ago, he's selling 6.5. So you could probably sell 100 grand a day without fucking with it now. You could probably, and he bought here, sold there. Great work, son. Does that answer your question? And also how to get the answer. More importantly than me answering your questions is how do you get the answers to your own questions, right? The next thing is that ENA has created a synthetic stablecoin called USD.E. This is really capturing market share of Athena. So let's have a look. at the total value locked. So Tether pays you nothing. This pays you 13%. It's backed by the biggest people in turn off that right now. So Athena, I really like. If you had to guess how long will the bull market run, that's not a question that we can really answer. Bull markets are over when everyone buys. When everyone's bought, if things go up too fast, everyone buys too fast, they're over too fast. If things go, what we want is a slow and steady that lasts for a couple of years. We don't know what we're going to get. Life's like a box of chocolates, man. You don't know what you're going to get. Any one of those idiots who does this shit like, okay, oh, here's what we've got. We've got this line and I've got this Fibonacci extension and my target is here because of reasons. Anyone, if I ever start doing that bullshit, just know that it's bullshit and know that it's probably like actually Michael who wrote it in the marketing team and not me. Because that shit is whack, right? Like really whack. Okay, I like Athena. I like its coin ENA. It's taking market share off Tether. They made poor choices with the tokenomics, but now it's been one of the strongest coins off the lows. If we look at what's been strongest off the lows, you can see that ENA is right here, up 91% off the lows. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th strongest coin out of all of them. That's pretty good. Tau is a non-VC backed DeFi coin, DeFi AI coin. The tech is great. It's really amazing. It's the 2nd strongest coin off the lows. Fucking love this coin. Sui, I thought was a scam. I never got into it. I got into it late. I aped into it late. It's been pumping despite the VC own tokens being unlocked. So that tells me that there's buyers for it, despite the fact that the VCs are selling. Pendle is the best idea in DeFi. So the problem with anyone who's ever done any staking is you stake your coin for these like 100% APY rewards, and then 50 other people jump in, and then the APY goes down to 20%. And so you have to keep jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing. And there's dangers in all these DeFi protocols, like you can get hacked and there's risks associated with it. So Pendle gives you a fixed yield. It says, okay, so Pendle says, okay, we can get, let's look at the fixed yield APY. Okay, we can get 24% fixed yield for 5 days. I don't want to do anything for 5 days, but I might be interested in 15% for 54 days on some stable coin. On USDE, 14.2% for 152 days. It's not bad. It's a stable coin. It can't go up, can't go down. It's not bad. Like this is a very appealing product, a very useful protocol. I use it myself because it takes the hassle out of doing DeFi stuff. You don't have to check it every day. You just like set an alarm, like in 152 days, come get your money back. So I chose these coins as a 5-coin set and forget portfolio because I wanted a mix. You don't want to be all memes. You don't want to be all AI coins. You don't want to be all this. You don't want to be all that. You want a little mix. We've got memes. We've got stable coins. We've got AI. We've got DeFi. We got a little bit of everything. If you were going to just say, okay, 5 coins, fuck it, let's ball. Call me. I'm going to sell when my grandma picks up the phone and asks me about them Bitcoins. That would be what I would buy. In fact, I trade a little bit more often than that in my personal accounts, but more or less that's what I do. I bought some Ray and some Doge as well, and I've got some Mog. And more or less that's what I do in my personal discretionary accounts. But when this kicks off and you're making piles of cash, your thinking goes really whack. And mine has too. You won't want to sell. You'll be thinking, fuck, I'm a millionaire. I'm just not so far. Like another year of this and I'll be at 10 and then I'm forever rich and you won't want to sell. And then it goes down 50%. You're like, oh no. And then you don't sell and you give it one more day. It's a problem. And a bull run, the hard part is knowing when to sell and how much to sell. And otherwise you can get caught holding the bag and fuck it up real bad. What I'm about to show you is an autopilot way to know exactly when to sell. And since the system automatically keeps you in profit, you can actually enjoy your wealth without having to constantly check your phone to see what the markets are doing. In other words, you can get your money out any time. You're always liquid. You don't have to, Bitcoin doesn't pull back 90%. You have to wait to get your money back. You can cash out whenever you need to buy something. Building a dream house for my family, and I cashed out that money. You know, if you need to pay for your kids' college fund, you want to go on a vacation, you need a new car. Like you don't have to wait until your coins get back to square. And I'd like to give you the step-by-step blueprint to actually build your net worth to more than $1 million. And I know that sounds crazy, but just keep an open mind as you just stick with me and entertain the idea that it could be possible for you. So I'm going to show you how. And the first thing that I want you to know is that the beating heart of crypto always has and always will be the chance for a little guy like Michael. Throw a few $100s on an unknown coin, hits the jackpot, turns that into lifetime wealth. It's happening now. We see it happening every day, especially with these meme coins. And once that happens, normies start getting involved. And once normies start getting involved, they tell their friends when they start making money. And then it's shit. It's a positive feedback loop and it becomes unstoppable. So here's the plan. We ride this alt season, which is definitely starting now. How do we know it's starting now? Because in the last 2 weeks, 80% of coins are beating Bitcoin. This was not the case all this year. If we change this to a longer term, if we go back to the start of 2024, over the year, let's just hide PopCat for a minute because it's distorting things. There have been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins that have beaten Bitcoin this year. So mostly this year went to the guys who just held Bitcoin and didn't do any of this bullshit. That's changing now. Changing real fast. Bitcoin's way the fuck down here. Everything else is way the fuck up here. So the plan is to ride this alt season to a life-changing win, take that profits, get about 10xing those profits on autopilot so you don't have to check it. And so you're never risking what you have. And when I say 10x returns on autopilot, you might think that's hype or bullshit or exaggeration. But since 2019, what I'm going to show you today is turned a $10,000 starting investment into $203,000. Everyone in the company uses it. My boomer father uses it. Ian uses it. Michael uses it. Like we all fucking use it. It's fucking great. You're going to see a press button make money system that makes money every single year since we started in 2019. It's never had a losing year. It's 4.5 million of our own money making 100% per year. And how much of it? What do we got here? We got $11.5 million in total. It's never had a losing year. It earns risk-adjusted returns better than George Soros and Ray Dalio put together. It works in bull markets and in bear markets. It printed money during the Sam Bankman-Fried debacle and every other crypto disaster, and it requires no thinking, no luck, no predictions. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to be smart like me. You don't have to do any of this player versus player, knife fighting in a dark alley bullshit. It runs on autopilot. I barely check it at all. I checked it for the first time like in 2 weeks, like 10 minutes ago. Takes 3 minutes to set up. If you can set up Netflix, you can set up this. It requires zero technical skill. It takes the risk out of crypto because it makes money in bear markets. When everyone else is getting fucked, you're just fine. You make a little bit less, but you're still making money. 4 of the 10 biggest hedge funds in the world do something very, very similar. We didn't invent this. This isn't some secret source that I came up with. I just reverse engineered it off one of the biggest hedge funds in the world. It's created countless billionaires and multimillionaires. I've personally made well over $10 million USD from it so far. This thing is going to retire me. In fact, if it all went to shit tomorrow, I'd have enough to live until the end of my days. I'm completely financially free. And so, excuse me while I get a little bit nerdy and dirty for the next couple of minutes. I want to show you under the hood of the most powerful trading system ever offered to retail traders. I'm going to tell you the story of how I built it, which was basically I stole the idea off $154 billion hedge fund called ManAHL. So in the last few years, algo trading has matured, especially since 2013 or so. The high frequency trading firms like Hudson River, Jump Trading, DRW, the market makers like XTX, Jane Street, Optiva, the stat arb firms, what we call pod shops like Citadel and Belasny, and the trend following firms, ManAHL and TransTrend, everyone does exactly the same thing. Everyone has exactly the same type of trading system. It's a solved problem now. The maths is solved. The way to do it is solved. There's no arguing about, oh, maybe but that works for you and this works for me. It's like, it's a fucking solved problem. So we could jump straight to the finish line. We're very lucky with that. It starts with a forecast of future prices. And if we take many different forecasts and we average them into one forecast to rule them all. Actually, let me show you the live. This is our forecast of Bitcoin, of Dogecoin, actually. If the forecast is positive above this line, we're going long. If the forecast is negative, like it was here, we're betting that it goes down. So here, we're betting that it goes down. When did we stop betting that it goes down? Right here. Kind of when it stopped fucking going down. When did we start betting that it goes up? Oh, we started going up betting here. When? Oh, when it started fucking going up. Why wouldn't we do that? And where are we now? So the scale on this is important to understand. A 10 is a normal buy, 20 is a maximum buy, a negative 10 is a normal short, a negative 20 is a maximum short. So the Doge trade that we took in the group yesterday, it looks like it was just me trading on vibes, but really there's a bunch of maths behind it that says that our algorithms are predicting a 17.8 out of a possible 20 chance of it going up. Fuck yeah, that's good enough for me. I'm in. Now, firms blend many different forecasts, and the more the better. We use 36. We're about to do our biggest upgrade ever, expand it to over 108. Rentech, which is the all-time champion of this, they use 1,000. They use 1,000 different what they call features. For us, there's a bit of luck involved in trading, right? It's noisy. We trade a bunch of different coins at once. We trade all these coins. You could never do it manually because you could never emotionally stay on top of all these. So we're trading all these coins. And you get a performance boost from diversification. The same way you get a boost from holding 5 stocks instead of 1. We hold 100 coins. We have 36 different forecast features. We're moving to 108 different forecast features. And the forecast can be really simple. These aren't rocket science, machine learning things. They can be, but I don't like that. I want simple things that I can guarantee work, that have worked for over 100 years. So this is how we use industry standard trend following momentum and carry. You could do complicated and tricky stuff based on, alternative data, satellite photos of people in Walmart shopping car parks and Twitter sentiment and relative value baskets and on-chain analysis and options market surfaces. It all works the same. All you're doing all the time is making whatever it is. If you think that a coin's going to go up because more people are talking about it on Twitter, you just make another one of these forecasts and you blend it in. That's how everyone does it. So this is our trend following forecasts on 40 years of traditional finance markets. So this is 100 futures markets, 40 years. And you can see that it's done pretty well. Some of them have done better sometimes, and the combined one is a pretty decent bet by the end. So we just mix them all together. That's what we do. The next key point that you need to understand about trading systems is your performance scales with the square root of the number of independent bets. And if you don't speak nerd, well, let me translate a little bit. What it means is you should trade more shit. The easiest way to improve performance is not to come up with a better super system. All the time people say, oh, you should take profits here and do this and do that. And what's your risk reward ratio? That's all bullshit, man. You want to get better performance out of your trading system? Trade more fucking markets. Trade lots and lots of markets. This is the key. Now, don't worry if you're a bit confused. I'd be surprised if you weren't. So let me show you our trend systems. One sec. Excuse that. Pulled some money out, put it back in. But this is it over, a multi-year time frame. You can see it's got long periods of going sideways, and then it jumps up. Long periods of sideways, it jumps up. Sideways jumps up. Sideways jumps up. Sideways jumps up. We've got a long period of sideways. This is actually the best time to get in, and you see we've got a little uptick here. This. So the first thing that you see when you log on is how much you put in, what the market value is today, and how much profit you made. The next thing you see is your top 10 long and short positions by value. So we can see now that we've got more long, we've still got some short positions, we've got more long positions. We can delve into it a bit deeper. So let's look at our positions. So let's sort our positions by notional value. So let's look at the bigger ones first. So this is TRX, which is our biggest long position. Let me just a bit smaller so you can see it. So when did we get long? We got long right here. We built our position. These little green ones are when we're buying more, and the little red ones are when we're selling a bit more. And so we play around the edges a little bit every day. We buy a little bit, we sell a little bit, we buy a little bit. We started to sell a little bit here because it was going down. We bought a little bit more when it starts to go up, and we buy it. And mostly, where are we now? We're holding a 13 out of a possible 20 sort of position. So this is a medium position. And you can see if we go back, all the time it's going up, we're holding it long. And then as soon as it starts going down, we start to sell out and bank profits, and we're back to zero. And then it starts to go up, we add a bit more, it starts to sell down, and we're waiting for a big trend. And it looks like we got a big trend. It's like we're on a winner here. That's why it's our biggest position. Now, you can see, let's sort by notional value. Of our biggest positions, the 4 biggest are longs, then we have 1 short, 2 longs, we have a few shorts. So we got a mix of longs and shorts, but the big ones are longs right now. On any given day, you can see what our order was, what the price was, what we filled, and on any day, like yesterday, we bought 25,000 at 16 cents. So we bought a couple of grand worth of this shit. So we're not buying like giant amounts. We're trading a little bit around the edges. We can go to the trade history tab and see what it did on any given day. So, yesterday it sold $200 worth of Bitcoin, sold $1,100 worth of Ethereum, $1,500 worth of XRP. It's just playing around the edges. No, it's not jumping in and jumping out. It's just playing around the edges. Sorry, Zoom doesn't like the trade history button for some reason. Get back to where we were. Okay, so that's pretty much how it works. How well does it work? These are our real world results after costs. Because anyone who's showing you these are back test results. These are real world results. These are the average of the real world client results. So yeah, this is what it's done. And you can see it's lumpy and bumpy. There are times when it's cunty. I want to be absolutely upfront about that. But this does on average 97% a year. Hasn't had a great year. It used to be 107% a year. It's 97% a year. But the big you'll note that it's been profitable every year since 2019. Our Sharpe ratio is 1.81. That fell this year to 1.7, by the way, full disclosure. But compared to just holding Bitcoin, it's way better. Way better. And I want to be honest with you, it spends a lot of time going sideways, making its money in short spurts, and we've made it easier to live with. But the big benefit of trading automatically is, like, let's say you bought Bitcoin here at the absolute peak and you bought it at 69,000, it fell to 16,000. You wouldn't have wanted to sell until it was back up here. But with FINREV, it just kept making money slowly, but it just kept making money. So you don't even really have to worry. Like, if you need to pull the money out, it's always there. So let me unveil the massive improvements in FINREV 3.0. FINREV 3.0 is like a light year forward upgrade. So we've added 2 new edges, which we think take us very close to the end game. Now, our goal was always to get a Sharpe 2.0 system, which would make it the best risk-adjusted return ever offered to retail investors ever. And we take our existing trend signals and we convert them into what's called a market neutral system, where we're going long 50% of the coins and short 50% of the coins. And this is what our existing trend results look like. This is just a backtest. It's not the actual results, by the way, but it's got realistic cost simulations. And you can see that it's a bit lumpy and bumpy, just like the real world results. When we do the same thing, but doing cross-sectional momentum, you can see that it's much smoother and easier to live with. And the Sharpe ratio is way higher. I prefer the original because you can crank it up and be a degen. And I don't care about drawdowns. I don't care if I lose 50%, if I make 10,000%. Like, I don't care. I'm not a normal person, though. I'm like, you might already be getting the idea that I am very different from the other kids in terms of risk tolerance, in terms of emotional stability, in terms of what I can handle in the markets. I am just not like the other kids. So the next system that we have to add is cross-sectional carry. And cross-sectional carry is a fascinating edge. This is these funding rates that you that you see on futures exchanges. It turns out that the coins that pay the highest funding have a statistical tendency to go up the most. And the coins that cost the most funding have a statistical tendency to go down the most. So carry is a Sharpe 1.7. But it's very, very different than what we have now. It's a completely different shape. This is very interesting to us because blending things that are completely different gives us, sometimes our system's getting fucked and this system's working. And sometimes this system's getting fucked and our current system's working. So when we blend them together, we get to what's the holy grail. So we still have sideways periods, but the sideways periods are just like easy to live with. Annualized Sharpe after very conservative costs, we're looking at Sharpe 2.01. And how good is that? Warren Buffett in his best decade was 0.74 Sharpe. Ray Dalio is 0.9 Sharpe. George Soros is 1.1 Sharpe. Renaissance Technology, the best ever to do it, is 2.1 Sharpe before costs, 1.9 after costs. We're talking about returns that are in the realm of the greatest ever to do it. And if you aren't fluent in NERD, this is as good as trading systems ever get. Small drawdowns, high risk adjusted returns, profitable every year, 100% per year. Really showing you how it works, but it's about creating generational wealth from crypto. You know, if you've got 100% per year, you put in 10 grand, after 5 years, you're at 320, but you're just a few bends or down the road away from a $10 million retirement fortune. And, you know, for me, reasonably, I think 10 million bucks plus a house, that's enough to do anything that you want to do in this life. I don't give a fuck who you are, unless you're in New York or whatever, like, but or you want private islands or private jets or like, but if that's you and you want private islands and private jets, it's probably easier just to grow up and ask and say, well, if I haven't got those now, it's probably because I'm not good enough to have them. Like, my opinion, for me, you know, I crossed my number this year, and the feeling of relief that knowing that no matter what happens, I'll earn over $1 million a year for the rest of my life, no matter what happens. It's very free. So our strategy is done on average 107% per year. You can see compounding kicks in right at the end. So this is not a flash in the pan. It's going to make money next month. It's going to make money in 5 years and 10 years. And what you really want to do is relax and enjoy the ride. Keep the hands off the steering wheel. It's going to make you rich in 5 or 10 years, no matter how small a grub stake you're starting with. Just don't mess with it. Don't fuck with it. A slight difference between bear markets and bull markets. In bear markets, long sideways periods, short, sharp jumps. In bull markets, slower but steadier jumps and shorter sideways periods. So my goal for you is the same as my goal for myself is the ability to do whatever you want, wherever you want, with whoever you want, for as long as you want. And money is just a tool to buy time and freedom, and compounding does the real work. I'd like you guys to be in a position where no one in the whole world tells you what the fuck to do or where the fuck to be. That makes you richer than Elon Musk. There's plenty of cunts telling him where to go and who to be and how to talk. Like, the ultimate freedom is having fuck you money. That's what I want for everyone. So who's impressed so far? And because this has been absolutely life-changing for me and my family, I want to give you the deal of a lifetime. Until Bitcoin touches 70,000, where is it today? Bitcoin today is at 68,000. Once it touches 70, the deal is off. So don't sleep on this. I'll give you $500 in USD tethers in your FinRev account so you can start trading literally today. Here's the deal. We got 3 tiers of this software available for you today. FinRev Silver is $1,000 for 3 years. You get signals and alerts and you enter the trades yourself. It's a very good product, but you have to wake up and enter the trades yourself. Some people like that. I know our head of marketing, our CMO, John, he and his wife do it, and they prefer it to the fully automated version. Some people prefer it. They want their hands on the steering wheel. FinRev Gold is what I personally use. FinRev Gold can be cranked up to like insane levels of ludicrousness. It's $6,500 for 3 years of fully automated trend following trading. It is extremely robust. It's a system that's worked consistently for as long as there's been money. It's absolutely state-of-the-art trend following system. FinRev Platinum is $9,500 for 3 years. It is our most advanced system. It is the one that we just demonstrated to you, the blend of all different things. But it also gives you the ability to run multiple exchanges. If you think an exchange might pull an FTX and just fuck everyone, you can split it between 3 or 4 exchanges. You can also run a DGen account. If you want to run a DGen FinRev Gold account with FinRev Platinum and run it at 100 vol, well, I fully support that. In the right time, that thing 20x. So what do you get? FinRev Gold, $6,500. You get 3 years of fully automated algorithmic trading with FinRev. You get a VIP onboarding with one of our expert crypto trader coaches. I'm not talking about a customer service muppet in the third world. I'm talking about someone who uses the system with their own money, knows everything about it inside and out, a professional trader. I only employ professional traders. We've got all of the stats and monitoring and stuff that I've showed you today. You can delay starting or pause at any time. So let's say you think Retardio is about to break out. You know, you're going to just pause that, dump your cash in Retardio, fingers crossed, hit the red, set it, get ahead, and then dump it back into FinRev and let it compound at 100% a year. You can do that, and I support doing it. And we've got your double money guarantee. If you aren't in profit after your first 12 months using the system, we'll let you use it for free until you've doubled your money. And I'm changing that guarantee until that 70 grand thing. If after 12 months you haven't made any money, I'll give you money back. You haven't made any money after 12 months, I'll give you your money back. The Platinum, 9,500, the most advanced system. It's exactly the same, but it blends extra systems, which makes it smoother, faster, and gives you higher returns and higher risk-adjusted returns. You get the same 3 years. What happens after the 3 years? Do I fuck you again and send you another $9,500 bill? Fuck no. If you want to keep continuing, and it's totally optional, I'm going to charge you 20% of the profits we make together. And I think that's fair. I just want 20% of what you make. Because you'll be rich then, and if you keep getting rich, I want to cut. You get the same VIP onboarding with our expert crypto trader coaches. You get the comprehensive statistics and monitoring. You get a completely custom system designed for your goals. If you're like close to retirement, you can't afford to push the boat out on risk. If you're a 30-year-old guy, you can be really risky. You can just put up with 50% drawdowns and swing for the fences. You can we'll set it up exactly for you. Everyone's custom. You get grandfathered into new systems. We've got 6 more on the drawing board. No extra charge. You can delay starting or pause anytime. You've got both trend following, cross-sectional momentum and cross-sectional carry systems. These all make it smoother, easier to live with, faster and bigger returns. It's an absolute winner. Double your money guarantee. Same thing. If you aren't in profit after your first 12 months using the system, I'll give you your fucking money back. How do you get access? Well, you have to get that deal, the extra guarantee and the $500. You have to be book a call at finrev.trade/call before Bitcoin touches 70,000. That could happen tomorrow. It could happen in a week. Who knows? It's Bitcoin. Could happen in 2 months. If you need a payment plan, a shorter commitment, we got options. You want a longer commitment? We got options. If you got shit going on, if you're shuffling money around, just get the deal, get a commitment. Like they'll take a small deposit off you for a commitment and then action it when you're ready. Yeah. Ian, handing it over to you.
All right, man. What an awesome call that was today. And especially Michael, thank you for
That's
coming
great
on.
to hear, Michael. What a legend.
It can be pretty intimidating when there's a big man saying, it's a knife fight and I'm the king of the jungle. But hey, Michael's making money, and that's the thing with those meme coins, you know. Anybody can
Michael
anybody,
needs to stop. It's my
yeah.
opinion. Yeah, you ain't cut out. You ain't cut out for the life, dude. Everyone wants to be a gangster until it's time to do some gangster shit, and you just like my opinion with love, because I love you, is that you've made a lot of money. I would take that money and buy something nice.
I'm gonna be a thug. I think I'm gonna get a face tattoo and just join your gang.
All right.
Using my fights. No, I'm just saying I'm not staying in
You,
the gang.
you get one teardrop tattoo for every guy you stab.
Right. Well, okay. Before we go off on too much of a tangent, so let's just wrap up a couple of questions. So somebody was asking if they take gold now, can they upgrade to platinum in
Yeah,
the future?
absolutely.
And absolutely, yes, you can. Volatility. So I was having a good chat with Tan, who's a very happy FinRev member that's in profit, and Tan was like, "I'm drawing down quite heavily," and I was like, "What volatility are you using, Tan?" And he's like, 50%, and I'm
Okay,
like,
but
"Well, 50% as well. It's pretty aggressive." And Scott did cover this, but just to go over it again, because when you onboard, you will be with a coach that will talk to you about volatility. But effectively, you choose your volatility as a blend of what's your risk tolerance. Like, 50%, think of Scott, like that's like aggressive, if you know what I mean.
you can see it in the good times. Orange is 50%. So at the absolute peak here, 3 months into the year, orange was at 111%, whereas 35 was only at 59%. But when it was at its lows, it went from 59% down to 38%. That's not that bad. Whereas the high vol got fucked quite hard. It went from 111% down to 55%. They lost half their gains. So the people who tell you that you can get stuff for free in financial markets, they're actually lying to you. Taking more risk, unsurprisingly, is risky. Who fucking knew? So if you want to take a lot of risk, you have to be prepared for a bumpy ride. I'm prepared for a bumpy ride. Like my life has been one bumpy ride. Like, fuck it, we bore. Like, most people aren't like me. I'm very different than the other kids. I recommend I think 45 is pretty good. I think 35 is pretty conservative. I think if you wanted to do less than that, you'd probably be better off doing it in traditional finance. Like if you're trying to make 20% a year in crypto, like You can make that in TradFi. I can hook you up with the hedge funds. I'll do that for you. Age matters also. It really does. If there are absolutely no do-overs once you start getting up past 65. Can't fuck it up. Different game. If you're 25, you push the boat way out. I'd be doing like 70 volts, 75 volt if I was 25 years old.
Now, another classic thing with the volatility is people see the profit going up and they're like, juice up my volatility. Oh no, let's turn down the volatility. And it's like, that's
no,
not.
Don't do that. You're absolutely 100% guaranteed to fuck that up. I can't get that right. You can't get that right. No one's going to get that right. You know, people who think they can, people make all these big calls all the time on markets. Predictions. Well, if you're so good at fucking making predictions, how many millions of dollars did you make last year making these predictions? Just round it to the nearest million. It's an easy question to ask. Like anyone who could do that is making $5 to $10 million a year. I think Retardio is going to go to this. I do, but I'm thinking it based on absolutely nothing logical or rational. Like for Retardio to go to $2 to $5 billion, what has to happen? We have to have a crypto bull market. Solana has to stay strong. The meme coin sector has to stay relevant. The Retardio meme community has to stay intact and not fragment. Big holders don't have to dump. And that word Retardio needs to become more common in use both online, and then it has to become cool. Like those are a lot of ifs, a lot of things that have to go right. What's the payoff? 50 to 1, and my current size is 300 grand. 15 million for 300 grand. What's my downside if it doesn't work like that? It'd probably get out at like 100. So what am I risking? I'm risking 200 for 15 million. That's a long shot bet. I think the odds are in my favor, but let's not fool ourselves. Like markets aren't stupid. I'm being offered better odds than I think those odds are good, but they're not certain. They're just odds, right?
Absolutely. It's like thinking in cycles, thinking long term, you know, like the most basic way is if you just dollar cost average into Bitcoin over, say, 2 or 3 cycles. So I want FinRev to run for, you know, the full 10 years, and I want FinRev to absolutely just take care of business for me over the long term. Now, the other trading that I do, the main trading, the stuff like this, or with the platinum, having the extra accounts and having a degen account, all of that is just to satisfy my ego, really, because I want to feel like I'm the big man, that I can catch these things, that I can get these trades. Now, if I really believe that, I would swap the amounts with FinRev and I would take, you know, but it's like this one's going to do the business for me, and then I can just trade and play and, you know.
So Steve's got a great question. What can be done with 2K? It's not worth trading FinRev with 2K. If you've got 2K right now, I would spread it between, I would buy some Retardio, I would buy some PopCap, I would buy the rest of that 5-coin momentum portfolio, and I would sit on it and I would do nothing until you start seeing, you know, regular, normal, mainstream news start talking about crypto, and then I would gradually sell out. That's what I would do if I had $2,000. I wouldn't be buying any product off me, because by the time you pay for me, it doesn't stack up. You know, I would do it yourself. I would do it with that 5-coin set and forget portfolio, watch the replay, do it just like that. Yeah, I wouldn't buy, Steve, don't buy my shit.
Can't be any more fair than that. All right, so
let's wrap it up, son.
We have taken up a lot of time today, so thanks everybody again. I'll see you in the group. Michael, thank you so much.
Rope session. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it, brother.
See you later, everyone.